We opened for Fleming and John a couple times, and I sold them my drum kit. I'm an idiot. Not an idiot. I'm glad they got it. But my mom had bought me one of those clear yellow Vista Light Ludwig drums, which are collector items that, I mean, they're worth so much money. They only be of them. But at the time, like in the 80s and 90s, it wasn't cool to have, this 1970s drum kit. Yeah. So I wanted to, I went to Fork's Drum Closet, and he was not going to cover it up for me. He's like, no, that's a Ludwig kit. And he was smart. So I wanted paisley. So he pasted this like paisley stuff on it that came off easy. So I ended up spray painting it with black spray paint. And I ended up selling it to Fleming and John and so their brother could play it for $300.
John McWilliams.
John for $350. And Fleming, they couldn't get the paint off. And one time Fleming took her little, she was doing her nail polish remover, and she put it on the drum, and it started to come off. And they were all sitting there with cotton balls and nail polish.
Oh my God.
All the spray paint from the clear Vista Light drum.
Oh my God.
So they probably have it. If you guys are listening, it's worth a couple $1,000 now. We think we know the same people because Nashville was so small, but really we're just like, wait, how did you not know them? That's so weird, When I was in the Paper Dolls, the all-girl band, Walk the West was popular, and we would warm up for Walk the West. Okay. I was dating John Goldman, the bass player, and my guitar player, Tiny. She was dating Will Goldman.
There you go.
And then John, because I had just broken up with Will, and he's like, we could date other people. And I'm starting to go out on a date with John Goldman, and Will shows up. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going on another date. He's like, we can see other people. And he's like, whatever. When you're that young, that's what you do. So anyway, so John and I dated for a while. And then after me, he started dating Kim Beasley. And I remember seeing them across the place that was next to the exit in. And I walk in, I see John with her. We were broken up, which was totally fine. And she was just so beautiful and so nice. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so nice and she's so pretty.
WTF, is this LUV, or am I effing crazy?
I think it was at Dennis, someplace on stage, and you were sitting there playing guitar, and I was like, she is so cool. Why didn't I think of that? Your socks didn't match. And I thought, why didn't I think of that? Oh my God, she is so cool. And you were just so casual and just so hip and just kind of playing yourself comfortable. And I was like, oh my God, she's so cool. And your voice is gorgeous.
We all got spoiled. We all got so spoiled because everyone
in LA, I hate to say it, but even in LA, the level is just not even close to. I mean, there are some great musicians here, of course. And of course, big stars. But as far as the everyday you go out and see live music, it's thin pickings. I don't know if you know who Mike Lawler is, but he was a session player. And they had T-shirts that said Planet Lawler because he's just this kind of really weird guy. But he played with James Brown. He played with Steve Winwood. He was one of the A-team guys. But he was a quirky one. But he would do things like, he'd crawl under between the artist's legs or whatever. And then we'd all go to lunch and he'd be back in the vocal booth, even though he was the keyboard player, singing into his hand, and nothing coming out of his mouth because the mics were live and he would just be mouthing. We don't know what, but anyway, he just was. And then he would have the ground lifts, like 8 of them stacked up like this. We're like, Mike, the ground is lifted, and he's like, well, I know, but I just gotta make sure that I don't want no humming going on. I don't want no kind of stuff. So he asked me out on a date one time, and everybody's like, oh my God, then you would have to go and tell us, what is gonna happen. And so I go out on a date with him, and he first takes me to what was Jody Faison's expensive restaurant across from
123.
Near Hillsborough
Cafe Faison.
Go to Faison's, and we're about to go to the concert of what was it with Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, and
the Wilburys, the Traveling Wilburys.
So he's taking me to that concert, but we go to eat first, and we go in, and he pulls out his flashlight, and he goes up to a table and goes, oh man, that looks so, can I try just a little bit? I won't eat much. I just want to try, because that looks good. Can I try yours? I mean, I just want to order. And he's got a flashlight out and they're like, mister, you've got to sit down. I just want to try it, you know? Oh, I did actually go on weather date with him and we went to this fancy restaurant. And he was on this fish, and it's like one of those, you know, hundreds of dollars for dinner. And they're like, sir, we don't have ketchup here. He goes, I know. And he hands the guy $100 bills. He goes, I want ketchup on my fish, my mahi-mahi. And the waiter's like, I will go get you some. And the waiter runs down the street, gets some ketchup. In the meantime, he goes to the piano, takes over the guy's piano and starts playing really loud rock and roll. But we go to the Traveling Wilburys, and he's like, you stand right here. I'm going to seat some people because I got a flashlight. So he goes and starts seating people and asking people for their tickets and seating people. And we go backstage afterwards, and he went to Cooter High, and he has a Cooter High shirt.
Oh my God.
I got this sweatshirt for Rye Cooter because I went to Cooter High, and I think Rye Cooter like my Cooter High t-shirt. So we went backstage, and he gave Rye Cooter his Cooter High School sweatshirt. Anyway, he was a trip. He was a trip. Amazing piano player, and he played on many a famous. But the other session guys had T-shirts that said Planet Lawler because he was on his own. He's on his
question. I have a question. It's a burning, interrupt you worthy question.
Yes.
Because the question was going to be something to do with you going on the second date with him after he got the flashlight after you almost got thrown out of Payzons. But wait, then I said to myself, no, the question is, and why didn't you just marry him that night and just be done? Just be done. You will be, because it answers the second question though, which is you went on the second date, because how could you not go on a second date with somebody? It is not going to be boring. It's you never know what's going to fucking happen.
Not going to be boring.
As illustrated by what happened on the second date.
Yeah.
Not a third date though, right?
I absolutely love this. This is a blessing. And I love your TV idea too.
I remember now, starting to remember, but the Jim Dandy turned into a Mapco.
The Piggly Wiggly was across. Oh, that's right behind Brown's Diner.
Piggly became Hills, became Harris Teeter, Compton. Yeah. Because it's been there forever. And the guy, I think, just still worked there like the whole time.
I thought that was Jim Dandy because he had greased over hair and he'd be out in the parking lot smiling and waving to everybody. And when you'd go buy something, he'd like, now you have a Jim Dandy day and here's your dandy change and you get your dandy Coca-Cola right there. You know, and he'd always, now you have a Jim Dandy day like that. And we're like, that has to be Jim Dandy. I do remember the Gray House. We'd go up and hang out at the Gray House. Top of the hill. And Chris Feinstein lived across the street. The Raging Fire, Melora Zahner.
Oh, no, I know where you're talking about. I know exactly where you're talking about.
The Gray House was up on the corner at the top of the hill. And it was this old black mansion place. And all of the kids who wore black would go, you know.
Wishcraft lived up there in one of those houses.
Who was your champion when you came to town?
What do you mean by champion? Define.
Greg Humphrey was one of my champions. Like he would live, eat, breathe my songs, just be there with me with it. Like just so schlep to the studio, everything.
I don't know. Maybe Rob Feaster with engineering. And when I was in Shasha Bum, it was Eric, my bass player. It was unconditional love and support.
International market.
Yeah. Just ate there way too much, got addicted to MSG and anything with noodles. Yeah. Gold Rush, it was so smoky you couldn't see the end of the bar because there was so much cigarette smoke. And of course, you go there after you play Exit In or you play at the end. Everybody would go to the Gold Rush and everybody and their mother, like even ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons, because I did drum samples for him. And I remember seeing him there. He's like, there's our drummer, Paula, because it was when they were first sampling drums.
What?
And Castle, and they were using the Fairlight then, and so they're like, I was like interning at the time anyway, and they're like, can you go in and hit the drum? So I hit it, and Billy would go, okay, hit it like a rim shot. Okay, now hit it in the middle. Okay, now hit it soft, and then so I'd hit the snare a bunch, and then now hit the kick, and then I do. So they were making samples that they used for their album. I was in Shasha Boom. We played, I think it was Main Street, and there was some show that was all that like hardcore like speed metal screaming, you know, where the guys they're not going to like us at all. This is going to suck. This gig is total. And they're all like teenagers, right? So we're like, they're going to hate us.
Oh, yeah.
This, we're like No Doubt meets, Primus, whatever.
How old were you guys?
We were probably in our early 30s, late 20s. So we were not teenagers, right? But all the kids are up there on the. So we're backstage and I'm like, this is going to suck. I was always like, guys, no drinking or getting drunk before a show. You can have a drink or two, but because we had drinking problems in our band, except for our
that's a shock. Yeah.
Our other background singer, she was a school teacher. So she was very good. She was very prompt on time. She was a school teacher. So we're backstage. She comes back with a thing of Goldschlager, and she's like, "We're getting drunk." I was like, "Hell yeah, we are!" Please never get drunk on Goldschlager. So we start chugging this stuff. Jody, my guitar player, finds a trampoline back there, a little one, and he takes magic marker and starts drawing all over me. He starts drawing on my arm, a little bit on my face. He's got Popeye tattoos on my arm. We're drinking Goldschlager. We get on stage. We are drunk. I'm jumping on the trampoline and bouncing into the guitar player because I'm just like, we're like, this is going to suck anyway. And I was like, fuck all of you guys. And they're like, yeah, they start coming to the stage going, yeah. I'm like, no, I mean it, And I have magic marker all over me. And I'm like jumping on the trampoline. And my Laura, who's so like, she's always drunk. Jody was drunk. We were all trying to jump on this trampoline. It was a hot mess. And it was and they loved us. Oh, yeah. And then the kid who was the lead singer in the band before, was like, and he's like 16. He comes afterwards and asks me out on a date. And I'm like, is your mother here? Does she know?
That's rock and roll, man. Hell yeah.
Light mommy's cigar. That was one of Shasha Boom's favorite thing was to go to the cemetery late at night and we'd have picnic. We'd like, because I got this from my sister. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Harold and Maude. Anyway, how they would like have their little picnic in the cemetery. So when we were teenagers, my sister and my friends and I would watch the sunrise and we'd bring a picnic with some bread and some cheese and grapes and play music in the cemetery. So I started doing that with Shasha Boom. And so all of us would, like Jody and Lauren and I would go to the cemetery and, bring something to drink. And we had the song called Furman's Tomb because we'd sit up on his tomb and drink whiskey and, But it was just so quiet and peaceful and beautiful there. And you can kind of see the lives of people and their names. Sitting on Furman's tomb, watching our lives go by. Sitting on Furman's tomb, shakes his head and rallies. I've got nothing to hide when you pull me there. Furman's laughing inside, 'cause he knows that we're all stuck out here. When I look up in the rain, number 3 I can't explain. Me and you and you, I must ask what's it in front of the pizza place, there was the poster of promotion for the guy who sang one song. I think he was homeless, and he's like, Jesus is a UFO. Don't you want to go, go, go? Remember him? Jesus was a UFO. UFO. Don't you want to go?
Jesus is a UFO.
Somebody thought he was so cool that they had him warm up. And that was always, he would just say that. And I think he was some homeless guy, and they put it on the poster, and it was from in front of that pizza place.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen.
When we interviewed Grimey earlier this year, Paula came up in conversation.
And in the less than that 1 year, I started Slow Bar.
Okay.
Which is where I saw Paula Montondo's Blip TV.
Oh, shit.
Years before TikTok and Instagram Reels, Paula Montondo was already producing short-form comedy for mobile phones on on-demand TV through her company Blip TV, later named Short Brain TV.
And then with Blip TV, we got signed to Sprint, AT&T, but like 5 or 6 different distribution outlets. We almost had a deal with DirecTV, but then we had to switch our name. Whole other long story. Anyway, this other company wanted.
Is that how you moved out there?
Tell her what happened about you moving. You called me?
Oh yeah, the reason I moved out, I just wanted to change from Nashville, and I was just, and I called Brian. I'm like, Brian, Alex and I are like thinking of moving. We just
Before she even finished the sentence, what did it say?
that he's like, just rip off the rear view mirror and just drive this way, and we ended up moving like a week later.
I'm going to walk away and try to go somewhere quieter, but I'm coming at you from the fabulous Blue Note here in Columbia, Missouri. Hello, and we've got some Nashville people coming right there. Shout out to the Mummies. They'll be here. They'll probably have already played. I don't know if any of these other people, but if they are, there you go.
Thank you, Steve. You're a roving reporter.
Yeah, I always trying to put them up. It's all about connections. It's all about, it always was. It was back then. It is now. And it's everybody helping each other, and the creative process, I think, Will's great. Yeah.
I love this. I love it. And I would love to help in any way. I don't want to intrude on your and Steve's thing.
Oh my God, no, please.
As much as I can. I try to help as much as I can. I try to do as much,
He helps me with my homework.
Oh, I love that. Do something happens. Do nothing happens. Bye, you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for free to receive more content like this. If you liked this video, please check out these other recommended videos. Don't forget to visit the links in the description and check the comments to share your thoughts. Thanks again.